It's been a minute. I'll try to keep this video as short and transparent as possible, but there's some stuff I want to go over, bit by bit. Starting off with the obvious. Why I haven't been uploading for... Jesus, has it really been a year? It feels like it's been longer than that in all honesty. Anyways, the reason is that for a few months I was working on a video about this game almost nobody had played called Project Crypt. It's a free game that claims to be inspired by critically acclaimed titles like Cry of Fear in its Steam description. They even hired Stig Sintagen, the voice actor for Simon in Cry of Fear, as well as other indie horror games you might not know about, like Remorse the List, Contagion, and Grey. Now, I was making a video on Project Crypt, going over the game and sharing my critiques of it, of which there were plenty, but the whole thing got corrupted on my PC after a few months of working on it, and I lost everything, which meant I'd have to start over from the beginning. I might just sound lazy for saying this, but that really killed my motivation to even work on the video. So for a while, I kept putting it off. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and the longer I waited, the harder it was to get back into it. At some point, it felt like I had to come back with something good to make up for the radio silence. At the same time, I was graduating from high school, trying to get into college, and dealing with personal stuff that I won't be getting into. All of which took priority over making videos. So I guess the next question is, why am I back now? The answer is simple. I genuinely enjoy making YouTube videos. Of course, there are some I'm not exactly proud of, but others I look back on with fond memories. The truth is, I don't have many hobbies outside of playing video games, so making content, especially videos I personally would have liked to see more of, felt like a breath of fresh air. I know it sounds cliche and overdone by so many YouTubers, but whether a video performs well algorithmically or not doesn't matter that much to me. I want every video I make to be something I enjoyed making. Since the start, my goal has never been to make a living from this or gain even a tiny bit of fame. That said, don't get me wrong, if I end up making some revenue from my videos, I'm not gonna say no to it. The point is, I do this for fun. I welcome anything that might come from it, but it's not what drives me to make videos. Now, on to my content going forward. Honestly, I've never really known what kind of channel I am. Am I a Cry of Fear YouTuber, a general gaming YouTuber, a commentary channel, a parody channel? Because in the past, I've done all of those things. And truthfully, I don't think I'll be settling on just one type of content. I'll make videos on whatever ideas come to mind and see where they go. Of course, I'm open to suggestions and feedback from the 4 or 5 people who remember this channel exists. But yeah, one day I might do an in-depth video on a game, and the next I might talk about something random from the internet that caught my eye. So is there anything I'm working on right now? By the time this video is up, I'll have started working on a video about 2 bad, low-budget Christian movies by a director who, let's just say, is not great. As for the Project Crypt video I mentioned earlier, if people are still interested, I might revisit it, but I'd like to hear what you guys think. Next, I want to address something I've been asked about in the YouTube comments and even on my Steam profile for a while. What happened to my Discord server? For those of you who don't know, I had a Discord server for a while, but around the time I was working on the Project Crypt video, it disappeared and any invite links to it became dead. I might get some flack for this, but the thing is I just didn't know how to properly run a server or enforce its rules. I wasn't happy with the state it was in, and it also didn't help that I would regularly talk to people over there. So when some of them would break the rules or get muted or banned, they'd confront me like I was their friend who had just stabbed them in the back. That made everything way more complicated for me than I could handle. I had mods and admins, but maybe this is just a me thing, I felt like I couldn't trust a lot of them. Some admins would promote people to mod without my approval, which would cause more dumb arguments. It all became really stressful, and eventually I realized I just wasn't cut out to run a server. So I left it, and shortly after the server got nuked into oblivion. Long story short, there's no Discord server anymore, and I won't be making another one. I'm done with that. While we're on this topic, I also want to mention the social media accounts I made while the server was still around, like Instagram and Snapchat. All of those accounts have been inactive for a long time, and I don't plan on trying to make them active again. So if you find them and try to follow me or something, just know there won't be any posts there. The reason is simple, I just don't use them. Even my personal accounts are inactive. I would mostly make them just to follow my real life friends, then never touch them again. Most social medias are just not my thing. So if I don't like these platforms, why did I try making accounts in the first place? Well, again, the answer is gonna be stupid, but I wanted to at least try to keep people engaged while they were waiting for videos. But I never felt like I had anything worth posting. And I also wanted to keep my personal life as private as possible. so that wasn't happening either. Before I wrap this up, I want to answer 2 more questions that might come up. Will I have a schedule for when videos come out, and will I be live streaming again? As for the first one, I can't really say. It depends on how I organize my time. Like I said before, my academics and personal life take priority, but I'll try to upload monthly or bi-monthly. That said, take that with a grain of salt. It depends on the kind of videos I made and a bunch of other factors that, if I were to list off, this video would be like 1 hour long. In the past, I made promises about my upload schedule that ended up being empty. For example, in one of my videos, I said I'd do weekly uploads, but that fell apart after 1 or 2 videos, I want to say. I also mentioned ideas for videos like the Project Crypt video, which never happened. And to anyone that was looking forward to that and felt let down in the past, I apologize. From now on, whenever I talk about my future videos, I'll make it very clear that nothing is set in stone, including the movie reviews I mentioned earlier. Now, when it comes to live streaming, I'm honestly a bit mixed about. On one hand, they're kind of fun to do sometimes, but on the other hand, they're kind of difficult for me to organize. So if there's enough demand for it, I'll probably do one every now and again. Like, let's say once every few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks. But again, that's not set in stone. So yeah, I guess I'm back. I'm looking forward to making more videos, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. That's pretty much it.
Sounds on my feet on Concord. Silent hill dance on me in the corridors. Left for death and off against a zombie horde. I wanna die here, I will be alive for sure. We ain't talking spirit.